Welcome back to my channel. It has been a minute. It's been a minute. Let me give you a quick update. I am no longer in video production. I am fully focused on my company, Deep Feelers Club. We are a creative arts company that focuses on bringing stories and ideas to life through illustration. We do that for clients. I do that for myself, and I'm really, really excited. We also have products. So one of our products is the reading journal. That's what this video is brought to you by today. So the reading journal is an opportunity to hold on now. Let me the life and times of Octavia E. Butler. Oh, I gotta go back. Okay. So this is brought to you by the Reading Journal. So the Reading Journal is an opportunity for women to bring all their annotated notes into one place. It's to document your experience. So the Reading Journal is available right now. But I want to talk to you about positive obsession. I'm writing full time now. I have a book club that we have our first book club meet February 22nd at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We're reading With Love from Harlem by Rashonda Tate. But I love literature. Like I love it, and I'm excited to be talking about it here. A lot of people don't know, like over 10 years ago, I actually was a neighborhood bookseller. Like I had my own online bookshop, and I was really just sharing books. And so I'm just excited to be back doing what I love. Positive obsession. Listen, so this is a biography by Susana M. It is the life and times of Octavia E. Butler. And I don't typically read biographies. I've more so been reading memoirs. Like if I'm reading about a person, it's memoiric. I've also written two memoiric pieces of literature. So Positive Obsession, it's a biography. And I want to turn to my notes for this because I want to give this is a video essay, so I want to dive into it a little bit. Give me a second. I'm also reading real. But hold on. Let me go to it. Where is it? Where are my notes about my girl? Okay, so I started reading this book because, so last year it was on my TBR, and I was in the middle of editing my first science fiction that I'm actually going to share. So I'm in the middle of editing it, and the spirit was like, it's time to read Positive Obsession. I mean, you know, Octavia Butler, science fiction writer, Black woman, really leading the charge in that area for Black women and really Black people. And it was time to read it. So, I mean, I opened it and I was immediately enamored. One of the things this biography does is demonstrate Octavia Butler's humanity. And I think as a writer, especially in these days and times, it's something that I needed to hear. I need to be reminded of. I also enjoyed learning her habits and her processes and the way that she thought about writing and how much writing meant to her. And her confidence as a writer was so beautiful in this day and age, especially when things feel new, or if I'm new to something, if I'm a beginner. Even though I'm not a beginner writer, I've been writing in my journal for most of my life, but also I've been a writer as long as I've had businesses, which is almost 15 years. But it can feel like, especially when I'm a beginner maybe to someone else, it can feel scary to share it. But I don't want to be afraid of my love for something, and I don't want to be afraid to demonstrate my love for something, and I don't want to be fearful of what it looks like to be passionate about something for what somebody may perceive as so soon. I don't want to be afraid of those things. So I loved knowing that no matter what, Octavia was dedicated to the craft. I think one of the things that I got to take from it too is like being thoughtful and being curious as a writer, as a human, is enough. It's enough to want the pursuit, but it's also just enough in general. Like, I don't have to have all these profound reasons to want to write about something. I can just be curious, and that has to be enough. One of the things also that Octavia has me thinking about is like, what questions is my work asking? The way that Susana positions the end of the book, the Genius Recognized section, the way that she positions it, you know, it really is like a recap and a presentation of the questions that Octavia Butler's books ask. And it made me wonder, like, what questions are my books asking? What questions will my short story ask of people or make people think of? And there are some things that come to mind, but I love that it has me thinking about that. This book made me feel empowered in my pursuit as a writer in general. You know, I do imagine myself at 40, like, no, not even 40, 50. I mean, 40 would be nice. God will work it out. But at 50, I imagine myself, you know, being overseas, sitting on the beach, drinking a limoncello, eating really good food, celebrating my newly released novel, or, you know, just really basking and rolling around in the money that I have from being a best-selling new author, like, or a best-selling author in general, of fiction and more specifically. And I'm getting to it now, like, because I have that vision, and this book was very empowering for that. Especially having spent 10 years in production, it's scary to be like, yeah, I'm a writer. And I am, though. I am, and I write fiction, and I'm very excited to share it, and this book was very empowering. You know, the title Positive Obsession comes from Octavia herself. You know, this book is intertwined with her with journal entries. There's a lot of documentation and references too that Susana uses to present this biography, but one of the things that Octavia says is, without positive obsession, there is nothing at all. One can be unwaveringly devoted to creating and building things rather than tearing them down. And I think that in this day and age with the crazy psycho in the office that is tearing things down and all his minions that are doing the same, my duty as a writer is to create and build, to create worlds and build them and then invite people into them. That is my duty. I cannot let things I see on social or the fear of perception get in the way of what I really desire. I can't do it. And it has to be enough. Like, positive obsession, creating and building has to be enough. I don't want to keep raising the bar on myself. I don't got to do that. I could just be positively obsessed and create world and let that be enough no matter what happens to the work. That is for God to deal with. My duty is to make the work. I loved witnessing Octavia's inspiration for all of her books. I mean, Susana did such a thoughtful deep dive into, you know, how these books came about, the way that Octavia was thinking about the world, and her courage to reflect what she was experiencing and using the past to predict the future. Like, I love that. My duty is to document what I'm experiencing this time right now. This is important. And my duty is to document it, good, ugly, beautiful, a mess, harmful, hurtful, encouraging, empowering, whatever it is. I love that what Susana wrote towards the end of the book. That chapter is just like an exclamation point. It was like, oh, highlight. It was so good. The book is also like 200, a little bit over 200 pages, and there's like 30 plus pages of references. But you know, towards the end, one of the things that Susana says is, despite lack of resources, despite it all, Octavia took her positive obsession and created profound stories. Come on, that's what I want to do. Octavia was building readers a bridge to the future while also trying to cross it herself. Like, she was not a self-proclaimed expert. She was a human documenting her experience, and that is enough. She took us on that journey with her, and that is what I want my work to do, and that's what my writing does. I'm writing from the middle of a lot of experiences, but I'm also just writing. I'm just writing what I want, and I'm creating a world that I want to invite people to, imperfect and all. One of the things I said here is, Octavia held the largest mirror up to us in the most brilliant of ways, and I am so inspired by her commitment to do what no one else was doing at the time, specifically centering main Black women as characters in science fiction stories. Like, back then it was all about the white man. I mean, very much what we see today, but she was not afraid to center us. And because of that, we have women that are writing science fiction today, or they have novels that center us. You know, I mean, it may have happened eventually, but she was not afraid to do it. And I just love that. You know, page 214, Susana writes, Susana writes that Octavia writes that it is important that we use our imagination to envision more expansive ideas for humanity. Let me say that again. It is important that we use our imagination to envision more expansive ideas for humanity. Like, what? as things are, they do not have to be. But the way that we get to something new is to imagine it and make it real. It's to imagine it and at least believe that it can be real, right? And like, listen, one of the things that Octavia also says, I generate ideas for a living. Listen, baby, yes, that's enough. This book is just, I mean, I think it's like a creatives, an artist, a writer's, like, love note. Like a love note to writers, like, it's enough. It's enough. 10 out of 10. Next up, I'm reading Black Owned by Shar Adams. I am inspired to read more biographies. I have Tony at Random over there. I have Misbehaving on the Crossroads over there by Honoré Jefferson. I have On Morrison that I want to get. I have Survival is a Promise that I want to get. Like, listen, listen, this body, this mind, this spirit is about to get these biographies. I need some more love notes. So Positive Obsession, again, The Life and Times of Octavia E. Butler by Susana M. Morris. I would recommend it to anyone.